Hi, this is A Wesley. That ain't just like a TIL. If you like my video, please give it a thumbs up and consider subscribing. Topic I'm going to talk to you today about is Housewives Tea. In this Housewives Tea video, I'll be talking about the cast of Real Housewives of New Jersey, the reboot for the new show, the ROHNJ, The Golden Life. I also will be talking about Candy and Todd selling their divorce. I also will be talking about Giselle shading Wendy on a podcast. I also will be talking about the fashion looks or the looks for Married to Medicine. And I also saw the trailer for Married to Medicine for their reunion. Those are just some of the topics that I'll be talking about in this Housewives tea. Like I said, it says Candy Burris and Todd Tucker have reached a divorce settlement. Let me. This is from the Jasmine brand. We're over a little bit. Yeah. It says wait let me okay now it says Candy Burris and her ex-husband Todd Tucker have reached a divorce settlement. They are that they are in court for their agreement on Wednesday, May the 11th, and plans to submit settlement paperwork, including child support and parenting plans by next week. Yeah, because the judge wanted to know before he ruled, what was the thing. I was kind of glad that Candy did sell this, but I think, like a lot of people say, Candy sold this because they had that dispute going on where they didn't pay the rent on those restaurants. Old Lady Gang and Blaze. And like they said, now both of those restaurants are closed. They say Old Lady Gang closed, I think last year. And I think they say Blaze closed at the top of this year. I think it was in January, February. People were reporting on it. So, the restaurant business is not going way up for anybody because because Pinky Cole, the new lady from the Real Housewives of Atlanta season 17, had to file bankruptcy about a week and a half ago, and she said she's filing. She's not broke, but she's filing bankruptcy, chapter 11 for rearrangement of her business, and then she made a joke about it. Do you know anything about bankruptcy? Here's the thing. I can teach you a thing or two about. It was kind of a funny skit and stuff like that. And I didn't mind, and other people didn't mind. But like I said, if you took any kind of little a business class back in the day, and now you can even Google it and find out what chapter 13 and chapter 11 bankruptcy is. And like a lot of people saying, including Candy said on her podcast that a lot of white people do that all the time. And people don't say they broke. She just restructuring and rearranging her businesses and she said she got into trouble doing having a lot of restaurants. I think that would be matter with a lot of people. When one restaurant pop off, that same thing happened on Sweetie Pie, and Miss and the lady was trying to tell her son to don't do those things before he got in trouble with the law and stuff. I think that's what be happening in these businesses. They be popping off, and when they pop off real quick, they want to hurry up and jump and get another one. Make sure that that one's gonna be stable and stuff like that. And then Kelly said that Pinky is going through the same thing that she went through. And then it was mentioned on Carlos King's podcast and what happened. Claudia Jordan was saying she's not broke, and she's just doing what a lot of business people, a lot of people do. But then she also said that she's tired of Pink Cole making those funny Instagram posts and stuff. It didn't bother me. It showed that she has two different personalities. It showed that she also has a funny side too. And Claudia Jordan gets on my nerves when it comes down to Atlanta. She always have something negative to say to me and stuff like that. Anyway, Anyway, like I said, they're supposed to be rebooting the show called the Golden Life with the old OGs from Ronin, and I did see a little clip of it. Yeah, it's okay, but you could tell they had all the other ladies first coming out saying their stuff, and then they kind of sneak Ramona in there on the last end, and then the other lady came back around. I think it was Dorinda came back around right there, and they all started off again. Like I said, even when they had the Crappy Legs show, I tried to watch Crappy Legs twice, and I just couldn't get into it. I don't know if I'm gonna get into this show. I do like Dorinda, I do like Leanne, but I don't know if I could tolerate Sonia. I'm not Sonia. I like Leanne, Sonia, and Dorinda. I don't know if I could tolerate. I don't know if I could tolerate Ramona. I'm sorry. I don't know. I might check it out. Might not. On another note, let me pause this video and get some water. Back, like I said, Giselle and Robert got on their Reasonably Shady podcast, and they was arrived at reunion part three, and they were talking about Wendy Oseffa's case because she had just went to court the day before, and they had said that Wendy and Eddie had chosen they had chosen to have their files to have their case done separately, but then the judge ruled that they were gonna try them separately anyway. And so since they decided to be tried differently because they were saying certain stuff that Eddie might say in court might affect Wendy, and certain stuff that Wendy might say might affect Eddie. And so I got a lot of this information from from Taria from the We Go podcast. At least I do know how to say it right. Robert was messing up the lady's name and stuff and stuff. And I was saying, Robert, you don't know how to read and stuff. And a lot of people saying that, but but what it is, at least she did give the young lady some credit, like I'm doing and stuff like that. So when she mentioned that she got her information from Taria too, and she was saying, yeah, in her thing, she think the reason why they wanted to have a separate case because they're regurgitating what a lot of what the fans are saying that Eddie is going to try to take the uh, take the blame for it. And she was saying, yeah. She was saying, yeah, she said, yeah, I'm Wendy Witch God. She said, but, and Giselle throws this shady remark, and I'm going to read it to you right now since I can't remember it. Jabron wants to know when Eddie and Wendell Shepard's aliases Pam and Pam Pam and Oliver will be going to trial. Giselle believes the couple may be realizing that, that there is guilt on both sides on a recent report. And like I said, when they asked Giselle that right before the reunion, they said, "What do you think about the Wendy case? What do you think about Wendy case?" She said, "Ooh, if I was Wendy, I'd take a plea deal." And like I said on my previous video, everybody was dogging Ashley out when she said her stuff. And I said one thing I could say about Ashley, she might be a mess or something, but she takes full responsibility on certain stuff. And she stand and she stood 10 toes down on what she thought about Wendy in that case. And now there's a reunion over. Here comes Giselle doing her shady and shy remarks. And I know Wendy is at her home feeling real sad and disappointed because she did all of that licking up to Giselle the whole season, season 10, and was going against everybody on the show and being on Giselle's side. She especially went against Stacy for no good reason. Now with Kiana, her and Kiana both got into their feelings to me, but the way Wendy was doing Stacy, that was uncalled for, and so and so now it's really like nobody on that team really believe Wendy is innocent and stuff like that. And I talked to my niece. My niece was saying she knows they fired the insurance company, and she said, but for Wendy's sake and the kids, I was like I told her, I said, like I've been saying on all the videos, Wendy should have thought about all that stuff with her kids long before she did the stuff, and that's why I said in my last video on the reunion, that's why that son was really mad because he was looking at all the stuff that she said they had been through. They should have been going through that. So I feel sorry for the kids too, but like I said, if it had been a regular old smuggler, they would have been in jail. So but I don't like Giselle shading Wendy like that. She should have showed her true colors like Ashley and Angel did. Cause when he asked Angel that, do you stand? She said, yeah, I stand by what I said. When they need her day in court. And so hopefully, by us being our first offense, she won't get as much time. But like people are saying, the county that she live in is majority white, and a lot of them people are MAGA people. So it's like, baby, they might they might try to throw her under the bus. I don't know, but hopefully Wendy get out of this, not unscathed, but get out of this with less time. I'll put it like that. And this is another story I wanted to talk about right quick. Right here, this rumor about I know they did that about 3 weeks ago, 3 weeks or 4 weeks ago, maybe even a month ago, before the reunion started. There was rumors that Angel wasn't coming back and blah blah blah. And then Angel had to get on her Instagram or whatever. She said, "That's not me saying that. That's false news. That's false news." She said, "The reunion hasn't even started yet. Nobody know who gonna be coming back, who not gonna be coming back." And then it was like after part three and stuff, and when Kiana did that stuff and stood up in front of Jazzy's face and stuff like that. But then when she started going a little bit toward Tia, especially Jazzy, and then that's when Tia gonna throw out the word, from the way you acting, you sound unhinged. I say, yeah, Giselle told her I said it because she been kissing Giselle till all season Tia. That's why I really wasn't too keen on Tia. Cause one, she had a good storyline, but they didn't show too much of her. And two, when they did show it, she was always defending Giselle. So I'm gonna read to you this right now. Let me get a drink of water. It says, after a after a after a reflection, I decided that this chapter of my life is coming to a close. Being a part of the Real Housewives of Potomac has been an unforgettable experience filled with filled with growth, challenge, and incredible moments. I'm I am grateful to the fans who found me in who found me into their homes and who found me into their homes and and supported me through this journey and share my share my life and made yeah on this journey of sharing my life and my business and my truth with you all have been more than you know. Right now, my focus is on expanding my business, protecting my peace, and continue to build the life and legacy I'm proud of. To my castmates and to my castmates and the entire Bravo family, thank you for the last and the lessons and even the messy months that that's this ride made this ride what it is, what it was. Potomac will always have a special place in my heart, but turning, this queen is turning the page to the next chapter with love, Kiana. Now I remember they said the same thing a couple of weeks before Atlanta came out too. Or Kelly might be down to a friend, or oh Shamia gonna be down to a friend, or this is what my sources tell me. This is what, like I say, until I see the full thing, and then when the trailer came out and the cast photos, they had 8 girls as members on Atlanta, and they said it was the first time. So, like I said, I would love to see Kiana back, but if she decides to leave on her own, that's good and stuff like that. But until it's confirmed, until she said, well, that somebody saying she's saying this right now, but until we see the cast pictures and the photos and stuff like that, like I said, if she come back, I'll be glad. If she come back, I'll really be glad because she did give more than Giselle and Ashley. And Ashley only gave stuff at the end because she threw Clarice Son up on the bus. But other than that, like I said, the new girls, as far as I'm concerned, I've already said on episode 1 of the reunion, episode 2, the new girls was the one who brought it because at first they were saying the new girls weren't bringing, but at the reunion, all of the new girls brought it. Stacy, Kiana, Jazzy, all of them brought it and stuff like that. I'm still reviewing the reunion. I'll probably do part 3 in another video. Right now, I'm doing this video, and I have one more story, and I'll be right back. It says the judge has declined Andy Cohen and Bravo's request to move Leah McSweeney's lawsuit against them into a private arbitration. So what is, I guess the lawyers realized that the evidence that they had was enough evidence to prove that Bravo was in the wrong. So that's why the judge said that he was not going to rule for no arbitration. They want to hurry up and get that case out the way. And so it's like she's doing a Nene, it's like, she's doing a Nene, she's suing to get the money. And the same thing with Brit Edy. And so it's like it was some workplace bullying and stuff going on behind the scenes, and Bravo didn't handle it right. And so now they got all these lawsuits and stuff like that. Uh, on another note, like I said, the fashions and the looks for Real Housewives of Married to Medicine was red. Everybody was saying why it was red, and a lot of people were clowning Jazzy about she should have had all those flowers on her dress, and turned around. The new girl, Brandy on Married to Medicine, had the same flowers, but it was all red, and people were saying that too. Yeah, maybe she would have had all red. When I saw the all red and then red gloves, I said, nah. I said Kiana's look was more. She had that long train and that white, and like I said, it didn't look too good on some of them pictures. But like when I mean not Kiana, like when Jasmine put out her own pictures and stuff, the dress looked even better than what it was on those pictures. Cause sometimes the pictures come out good and sometimes they don't. And and like I said, I went over the looks at first. My first 3 looks were Toya, Simone, and Angel. But then after I took a second look and Jackie put out some more pictures, and Jackie dress looked much better with that little fur coat and that little star. And then I had to switch up, so I had to agree with the majority of the fans. As far as the looks, Jackie #1, Toya is 2, and and uh, and Angel is 3, and Simone is 4, and the worst dress is Heavenly, and the next worst dress is Quad, and stuff like that. And then and that's in my book. And then Contessa, Contessa dress. Look, somebody say it looked better. On her Instagram page, I didn't know, I didn't see it, but like I said, she shouldn't have had that little brown corset or tail at the end. Now I did work for Angel's dress because Angel didn't have it too high. She didn't have it too low. She had it right like in the center part on each side of her hip. And so it didn't look so bad. But Contessa had hers a little bit high. And then she had that gold jewelry. I think if Contessa would just have had that beady stuff at the top and just had the dress cut short and took off that tail or that whatever you call it, that dress would look much better. But that's all I have for this video. This is A. Wesley. That ain't even tells it like a TI is. I am out.